Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Kakasungura YouTube channel and a big thank you for your continued support. And today I have decided to come here and answer to your questions that you've been asking me all along. Allow me in this particular video to use English because of what I'm going to explain. People have been asking me in my inbox, Kakasungura, can you explain to us what is really happening between the former Interior Cabinet Secretary Dr. Fred Matiang'i and President William Samoei Ruto? Because I have a long story, I'll try as much as possible to be precise and straight to the point so that you're able to understand what is really happening. I will take my personal time to extensively explain based on evidence to try and make you understand what is really going on and the possible way forward and possibly what is expected to happen in a few days to come. Fred Matiang'i's woes began the day they left the home of the late Professor George Magoha. You remember, Matiang'i jointly with the former president and other cabinet secretaries attended the prayer visit. I call it a prayer visit because the burial day had not yet been set, and if it was set then, they visited the home before the burial day to just say pole to wife to the former education cabinet secretary George Magoha. Matiang'i made very, I call them in quotes, very annoying remarks to the president, to the incumbent president. Matiang'i really spoke humiliating statements towards the incumbent president. And from that point, to me, Ruto thought that yes, kumbe hauchawacha ile kiburi ulikuwa nayo. We want to teach you a lesson. So, from that point, that is when the Matiang'i drama began. Now, a question might pop up. Why is Ruto fighting Matiang'i? I can confirm from reliable sources within the Kenya Kwanza government that the fight between Matiang'i and Ruto is 100% political. There is nothing that this year is investigating. There is nothing that is going on. The fight between Matiang'i and Ruto is 100% political. And Kenya Kwanza wants to achieve only one mission: to teach Matiang'i a lesson. They have nothing beyond that. One of the UDM members of parliament from Kisii wrote in a political WhatsApp group and said, I can confirm that the fight between Matiang'i and Ruto is 100% political. And if Matiang'i wants to save himself, let him swallow the pride and talk to me. That is a UDM member of parliament posting. I have even the screenshots. That is the UDM member of parliament posting. That confirms that the fight between Ruto and Matiang'i is purely political. That aside, now, what is the way forward? In this case, Kisii is a fertile political land for William Ruto. Why am I saying this? In the last election, Ruto made, in fact, a weekly visit to Kisii in search of votes. Kisii has close to 2 million votes. When you calculate, when you add the diaspora votes and the Kisii and Nyamira, we have like 2 million votes. So, this is a fertile ground for William Ruto in 2027. Ladies and gentlemen, And when Kisii is a fertile ground, it has appeared that Fred Matiang'i is a threat to William Samoei Ruto. How is he a threat? Attacking Matiang'i is killing Ruto politically in Kisii. But he did know this until it backfired the other day. After Ruto discovered that, najua mimi nimekuwa nikiambia watu kwamba it seems Matiang'i is a political threat to William Ruto, and that is why the fight has always all along been political, as confirmed by the UDM member of parliament. When it backfired, Ruto is now finding an avenue to end the fight that is going on. Sijui kama unanipata mahali ninaelekea. After it backfired, muliona protests in Kisii. So those protests sent a signal. And William Ruto was planning to come to Kisii for Ezekiel Machogu's homecoming ceremony. Hawezi kuja when the other side is divided. It will be a humiliating event for William Ruto. So William Ruto is turning down to find an avenue to hold talks with Matiang'i. This is how it's going to happen. Already, William Ruto has met 3 members of parliament from the ODM party in State House. And one of the biggest agenda in that meeting is how to save Matiang'i. I want to read for you what Silvana Sosoro posted in one of the political groups. How can Matiang'i be saved? Number 1, he avoids any public altercation with H.E. William Samoei Ruto, whether in words or conduct. That is the first demand. Number 2, he avoids media temptations now for any interview. Those are the conditions. Number 3, he appreciates and accepts himself the situation and accept that William Ruto is now in charge. That is the 3rd demand. The 4th demand, plan to make peace with all home leaders. Apologize if necessary. Number 5, avoid temptation of any public rally attendance. Tame his sycophants who consider all cosmetic against picketing and rioting. Hiyo nimekuambia yenye ilifanyika. He actually told me he wants a quiet life. Number 6, he has William Ruto contacts. And I know he has nothing personal against him. They need that Matiang'i does a text to William Ruto and apologize unconditionally, whether the text will be answered or not. This tells me that the Kenya Kwanza government only needs an apology, a public apology from Matiang'i, and the case will be done. Now, when the 3 members of parliament from the ODM party visited Ruto in his State House, these were the conditions. Kama munataka nisamehe Matiang'i, jambo la kwanza, awachane na mikutano ya kisiasa. Point number 2, awachane na interviews za media. Point number 3, anitumia ujumbe kuniomba msamaha. Ni mjibu ni simjibu, anitumie text kwa sababu akona namba yangu, aniombe msamaha. And the likes of Silvanus Osoro and other UDA or Kenya Kwanza leaders who Matiang'i went into loggerheads during the campaigns, they are also demanding an apology. So ladies and gentlemen, the fight between Matiang'i, I can confirm, it is being fueled by the Kenya Kwanza leaders from Kisii. From what I've read, it confirms, because wana Kenya Kwanza pia wanahitaji, away from William Ruto, wana Kenya Kwanza kutoka Kisii wanahitaji msamaha. So it's like hawa watu kuna mahali wanakutana, wanaambia Ruto, finya huyo Matiang'i kabisa, up to the day he will apologize. In a short, Ruto wants Matiang'i out of politics for him to forgive him. Now my other question comes. It's like, according to me, it's like Matiang'i is becoming a potential presidential candidate threat to William Ruto. Because when they are telling Matiang'i to keep off politics, is as well as telling him never contest anything until William Ruto is out of power. That is the condition. So inamaanisha Matiang'i is a political threat to not only William Ruto, but even the Kenya Kwanza leaders from the Gusii region. That is why wanataka kumnyamazisha. Kama unataka msamaha, you go quiet, unyamaze completely. But then, William Ruto is initiating these talks to have the Kisii people marry him. Sijui kama unanipata. It has appeared like touching Matiang'i is dividing the Gusii region against the Kenya Kwanza to give, yani, let me put it as simple as this. Ruto has discovered the more he fights Matiang'i, the more he gives Raila a leeway to penetrate Kisii again. Because during the campaign, William Ruto invested a lot of resources in Kisii. That I can confirm. Aliweka pesa nyingi sana Kisii wakati wa campaign. So he doesn't want what he planted to just go away like that. So to keep on watering his investment, he is now finding a way to make peace with Matiang'i so that it doesn't create a gap for Raila Odinga to take over, because Raila amebeba Matiang'i. Raila is using Matiang'i now to take over the Gusii region. Remember when Raila came recently in Keroka and in Kisii, the topic was Matiang'i. That told William Ruto kwamba nikiendelea kupiga Matiang'i, nitapatia Raila Odinga nafasi aendelea kupenetrate Kisii. So to block Raila Odinga from Kisii is to see a way of winning Matiang'i back to Kenya Kwanza, and that is what they are doing. Umenipata? So they are telling Matiang'i, kama unataka tukusamee, kujeni kwetu na unyamaze. Period. Hiyo ndio sheria kwa Matiang'i. Ukitaka tukusamee, sawa, tumeagree, tunakusamea na tuwache kukufuata. Lakini condition ni moja, ukuje Kenya Kwanza na you shut up. In that way, unajua, there's something I want you to understand politically from this video. Right now, the only strong person that Raila has from Gusii is Matiang'i. James Ongwae ran away. Is no longer with him. James Ongwae is now in Kenya Kwanza. So mtu ambaye amebaki peke yake, ambaye is a national figure, is Matiang'i. And William Ruto is fighting very hard to win Matiang'i. If we win Matiang'i, it's not just Raila, because Matiang'i ndio anapatia Raila topic ya kukuja Kisii. So if okay, I'm not saying that is killing Raila in Kisii, but vile wanafikiria wakichukua Matiang'i wanaua Raila. In simple terms, Ruto has discovered kwamba hii vita yake na Matiang'i, it will cost him more than he could have made peace. And alternatively, he has decided to make peace. So going forward, expect hii vita ya Ruto na Matiang'i to end. Expect it. And that's what we wanted all along. Wachana na Matiang'i. Matiang'i was working in the former regime. Kama unataka Matiang'i, mpatie kazi. Just call him, mpatie docket, and he will work very well. Matiang'i is a loyal man. He will also be loyal to you 100%. So kama unataka Matiang'i, muite Matiang'i State House, mpatie kazi. Period. God bless you. Asanteni sana wangwana.